So, you live in Marysville and you've got a dog. You probably have this picture in your head of the perfect companion, right? One who's just easy to be around. Well, in this explainer, we're going to walk through how to find the right professional trainer to help make that picture a reality.
I mean, just imagine it. You're walking your dog, and they're just relaxed, paying attention to you, happy to be there. Whether you're strolling through Comfort Park or just bumping into a neighbor on your street, that's the dream. And believe me, good training is how we get there.
Okay, so before you even start Googling trainers, it really helps to know what you're looking for. So first up, let's talk about the basic training methods and the different types of programs you're going to come across.
Now, the big one you'll hear about from pretty much every modern effective trainer is positive reinforcement. And look, it's about way more than just handing out treats. It's really a smart, humane way to teach your dog what you do want them to do. It builds this amazing bond of trust, which is, a huge change from older methods that were often about intimidation or fear.
You're generally going to be looking at two main options: group classes or private sessions. Group classes? They're fantastic for getting your dog to focus around other dogs and people. Private sessions, on the other hand, are totally tailored to you and your dog's specific issues, especially the stuff that happens right there in your house. So you just need to think about your dog's personality and what you're really trying to achieve. All right, you've got the basics down. So how do you actually choose the right person? In this next part, we're going to give you the tools you need to feel really confident when you're checking out potential trainers. You're going to see a whole alphabet soup of letters after some trainers' names. But what does that stuff actually mean? Well, basically, those credentials tell you that a trainer has put in the work. They've invested in their education, passed tests, and they're serious about professional standards. It's a pretty good sign they know what they're doing. So here are a few of the big ones to keep an eye out for. Things like CPDK or KPA-CTP are really common for trainers who handle general manners and obedience. But if you're dealing with something more serious, like a lot of fear or reactivity, a certification like CDBC or CBCC-KA means that trainer has specialized knowledge in behavior. Finding a good trainer is a lot like an interview. It's a two-way street. You need to know if their style and their whole approach is going to work for you and your dog. So, what should you be asking them?
Here's your little cheat sheet for that first phone call. You absolutely want to confirm they use positive methods and ask how they're going to make a plan that fits your dog and your life in Marysville. Getting clear on the costs, how you'll track progress, and what you'll need to do between sessions, all of that is key to making it work.
Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. We're talking about the practical side of things, like what you can expect to pay around Marysville, and some of the local rules that every dog owner should know about.
This table should give you a pretty good ballpark for training costs right here in the Marysville area. As you can see, group classes are typically the most budget-friendly way to start. On the other end, you have something like a board and train program, which is a much bigger investment. This should help you figure out what makes sense for you. Being a great dog owner also means knowing the local rules. In Marysville and the rest of Snohomish County, your dog has to be on a leash in public, unless you're at a spot that's specifically marked as an off-leash park. And of course, you've got to stay on top of vaccinations and licensing. It's also just good to be aware of nuisance laws, especially around things like barking.
So you've done all the research, you found a trainer you really like, and you're starting to see some real progress. And now for the absolute best part, actually getting out there and enjoying life around Marysville with your dog.
So where can you go to put all these new skills to work? Well, Jennings Memorial Park has that awesome fenced dog park, which is perfect for working on recall in a safe space. Commerceford Park is great for practicing those loose leash walking skills with all the normal distractions of families and activities. And if you want a real challenge for focus, the eBay Slough Trail is fantastic, with cyclists and wildlife all around. Look, getting a trainer isn't just about fixing problems. It's about making your relationship with your dog even better and giving you both the freedom to really enjoy everything Marysville has to offer. We wish you the very best on your training journey. Seriously, having a well-behaved dog is going to make everything better, from quiet nights at home to all the adventures you'll have around town.